So I did consultative, which is like the chemical name, Ambien is the brand name. So it's basically the drug I did. And then it's like in black, but this is the chemical compound. I tried to get it like the white text, but it didn't work. So like, can you
No, just leave it.
turn it back on?
It's fine.
Alright, sure.
You don't know what that is anyways.
Turn
it back on.
There.
That'll be okay.
Yeah. So as I said, the chemical name is zolpidem and the brand name is Ambien, and the formula is C19H21N3 and O, and the grams per mole is 307.395. And then, yes. Alright, the historical, basically there's been a long history of sleeping pills because everyone likes to sleep, and when you can't, that becomes problematic. So like the earliest sleeping aids go back like the ancient times, and like my favorite one of these is like excessive alcohol consumption, which doesn't necessarily work. It's like because like there's like more examples of this. Like if you go to the medieval times, they used to like get high and thought that made you go to sleep more. It's like folklore, you like dance around a fire and you suddenly are supposed to fall asleep. It's interesting. So like basically the poor quality of these ideas they came up with led to increased research in the 1900s. So like it became like more like sedatives at this point instead of like actual like sleeping pills. Like diazepam or Valium became like the most prescribed drug in the U.S. from 1969 to 1982. And then, but the side effects of these became like more problematic because like it's a sedative, but you're supposed to wake up at some point, right? So it's like the problem that you keep on staying drowsy. Yes. So you're supposed to it keeps you drowsy and you can't really function the next day. Which is why like Ambien became like a popular sleeping aid because the likelihood of being like side effects would be much less and like the severity is less as well. So like, the development, it's like it began in 1991 and it's approved by the FDA in 1993. And its main intent was to be different from the other sleeping pills and sedatives because the side effects was kind of like a big deal. So like there's low chance of daytime drowsiness, vomiting, dizziness, and vertigo, and even amnesia in comparison to other insomnia medications. And then like, but like with everything, there is side effects as well. So like taking Ambien does increase chances of dry mouth, abnormal dreams, and back and chest pains. And there's more to that list. So in the pharmacodynamics, like what the body is a chemical compound as it travels through. So like it's influenced by a lot of things like weight, age, sex, and things like that. But like the main point is that the Ambien is a GABA A receptor agonist, which means like it causes a state of drowsiness and fatigue. So like it shortens the time taken to fall asleep and increases the duration of deep sleep. But the problem is that it doesn't actually increase the quality of sleep, which I can get to. And pharmacokinetics is like how the body interacts with the drug. It's like absorption, metabolization, and excretion. That's cut off real quick, but then that's like the same thing. It's influenced by a bunch of different factors in the body. Like it's absorbed through the gastrointestinal tract, and the half-life is 2.2 hours, plus or minus 0.4 hours. Like the half-life is shorter in children, but longer in the elderly. And then the industrial synthesis route. I'm not really sure how to describe it. Just here it is. And then the mechanism is that the tablet is taken orally, and the Ambien creates a pseudo-neurotransmitter to imitate GABA A and GABA BZ. It's cut off as well. So it occupies the receptors, like force the body into like the fatigue state. Like as I said, it doesn't contribute to like the quality of the sleep. It just makes you fall asleep. That's basically what they're trying to do, and that's it.